Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Movie of the World YouTube channel. So, friends, today I'm going to narrate English movie, which is Atonement. It is directed by Joe Wright and starring by Cecilia Tallis, Rovi Turner, Sawartsi Roner, Romela Vanessa Benedicts, Zuno Temple, Brenda, and many more. The story begins in England in 1935 at the wealthy Tallis family estate. 13 years old Ron Tallis is an imaginative girl who dreams of become a writer. She spent her time creating stories and plays, often seeing the world through fantasy instead of reality. Living near the Tallis family is Ravi Turner, the son of the family's housekeeper. Grace Turner. Ravi grew up with the Tallis children and is highly educated because Brinoy's father helped pay for his studies at Cambridge University. Ravi and Cecilia Tallis, Brinoy's older sister, secretly share romantic feeling for each other, though they struggle to express them openly because of class differences and emotional pride. One hot afternoon, Brinoy watches from a window as Cecilia and Ravi argue near a fountain. Suddenly, Cecilia removes her clothes and jumps into the fountain to retrieve a broken vase pieces. Ravi stands awkwardly, so watching her from a distance. Pinoy misunderstands the scene and believes Ravi is threatening or controlling Cecilia. Later, Ravi writes a letter to Cecilia confessing his hidden desire and love for her. By mistake, he gives the wrong version to the letter to Brinoy to deliver. The letter contains explicit language that shocks Brinoy. Her suspicion towards Ravi grows stronger. That evening, the Tallis family host guests, including wealthy businessman Paul Marshall and cousin Lola Jackson and Pirot. During night, Brenois discovers Cecilia and Ravi passionately making love in the library. Again, she completely misunderstands the situation and believes that Ravi is dangerous. Soon after, Laura is sexually assaulted in the dark garden. Brinoy catches only a vague glimpse of the attacker running away. Influenced by her imagination and earlier misunderstandings, she accuses Ravi of the crime. Although she never clearly saw the attacker, she confidently tells the police and that Ravi is guilty. Cecilia knows Ravi is innocent and stands by him, but Brinoy's testimony convinces everyone else. Ravi is arrested and sent to prison, destroying the lives of both lovers. Cecilia cuts ties with her family because they believed Brinoy's accusation. Several years later, World War II begins. Ravi is released from prison on the condition that he joins the British Army. He is sent to fight in France. His only hope is surviving the war and reuniting with Cecilia. Meanwhile, Cecilia works as a nurse in London and continues waiting for Rovi. The two remains deeply in love through letters and memories, even though they are separated by war and tragedy. Brinoy, now older, begins to realize the terrible damage caused by her false accusation. Filled with guilt, she gives up her place at Cambridge and, and trains as a nurse in London hospital. There she witnesses wounded soldiers suffering and death every day. The brutal reality of war slowly destroys her childish imagination and forces her to face the truth. During the times, Brinoy discovers that the real attacker was actually Paul Marshall, the wealthy businessman who later marries Laura. Laura remains silent about the truth because of fear, social pressures, and Marshall's powerful status. Determined to make things right, Benoit visits Cecilia's and Roby's in London. She apologizes running their lives for ruining their lives and promises to confess the truth officially. Ravi, bitter and emotionally broken, struggles to forgive her. Cecilia also cannot easily forget the pained Brinoy accused. Still, Brinoy promises she will punish the truth someday. Near the end of the flames, the elderly Brenoy appears as a successful novelist giving an interview about her final book, Atonement. She reveals a heartbreaking truth. The happy reunion between Ravi and Cecilia never actually happened. In reality, Ravi died of septicemia during the evacuations of at Dunkirk. Before reaching home, Cecilia later died in a bombing during the war in London. They never saw each other again after Rovi left for prison. Bruno explains that she could never truly atone for what she had done. As the writer, the only thing she could offer them as a fictional happy ending inside her novel. Since real life denied them happiness, she created one through fiction. The film ends up with a powerful emotional message about guilt, memory, and the limits of forgiveness. Atonement shows how one misunderstanding and one false accusation can destroy innocent lives forever. It is both a heartbreaking love story and a reflection on the painful consequences of human.